Hey guys, I'm Dr. Dicharia with Allied Chiropractic and Wellness. I'm a sports chiropractor. I've been practicing now about 9-10 years, and my buddy Sam just asked me to talk to y'all a little bit about some of my favorite mobility exercises. So a lot of the patients that we'll treat in here, we treat everyone from the professional athlete down to the weekend warrior, as well as people who just aren't active at all. And one of the most beneficial things that I've found is really a good set of mobility exercises and stretches. And honestly, not everybody has 20 or 30 minutes or even an hour to do mobility. So I've kind of narrowed down. Sam asked me to do top 5, but I could only do 6. That was the lowest number I could get to. These are my favorite mobility exercises and stretches, and I think they'll really help to hit the major muscle groups. So Sam will demonstrate for me as we go through these. So the first one, we're gonna target the shoulders here. So what Sam's going to do, mainly internal and external rotation here. So it's just grab that, Sam, and Sam's going to kind of get his arms next to his ear, and he's walking out. Now, where do you feel it, Sam?
Right back here.
So he's feeling it into his lats. Different people will feel it at different spots. I tend to feel a lot in the traps, down into here. Depending on what activities you're doing throughout the day, you're going to feel it in different parts. The good thing though is that it's getting the entire shoulder girdle, and it's really loosening things up. So it's helping. So external rotation being this is extreme external rotation with shoulder flexion. With each of these stretches, guys, we want to hold them for a minimum of 30 seconds. I like to do at least 2 sets, okay? So the next thing that Sam's going to do is internal rotation. So with this, he's going to just kind of posture, good posture here, and so he's internally rotated. Where do you feel it, Sam?
Right up here.
So he's feeling it more in the anterior or the front side of his shoulder, okay? So Sam, let's do one where you're facing us. So switch around there. He's going to do this with the left side now. It's the same thing. So he's nice, good posture here, and we're feeling it all across here, anterior deltoid as well as the pec. All right, so those are the 2. If you can only do 2 for the shoulder, these are the 2 that I would pick. All right, so the next body part we're going to hit are going to be the hips. So we're going to step into the band, and he's getting the band as close to the hip crease as he can. Now, because the band's tension is going to pull Sam backwards, we're almost going to get like a sprinter stance, and he's going to take 2 hard steps forward. You see, wanting to pull him back, and he's going to fold over, good, and then he's just going to straighten and bend that knee. Awesome. So this is great for the hamstring, but it's also going to get a little distraction on the posterior hip capsule. The next one Sam's transitioning to is he's just kind of almost like he's wagging his butt like a tail or something, side to side, and this is just hitting the different parts, the different planes of the joint of the hip. Where are you feeling it, Sam?
All of my hamstrings.
Good. Good. So great for after deadlifts, squats, or just sitting at a desk most of the day. This is great to undo the sitting. Now, the next one Sam's going to do is for the front of the hip. So we got the back. So I'm going to throw this little ab mat or whatever kind of cushion down, and Sam's going to go into a lunge here. Now, if he did this with no band, he would absolutely feel a great stretch in the front. So with the band, it adds more distraction anteriorly or forward, and he'll feel it even more. Where do you feel it?
Right up here.
Right up there?
Yep.
Now, Sam, you can translate those hips forward, so slide your hips forward. Does it increase there?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great stretch. If you just engage your glutes or tighten up the glute there, what that'll do is it's a process called reciprocal inhibition, which means that when one muscle is engaged, the opposite or antagonistic muscle has to relax. The body absolutely has to do that. So if you squeeze the glute, then the hip flexor will have to relax, and you'll get a much deeper stretch. You can also oscillate with this, so Sam can kind of slide his hip side to side, hitting different parts of the front of the hip as well. Awesome. All right, so that's a good workout. So far, Sam, we have 2 for the shoulder. We have external rotation, internal rotation, 2 for the hip, the back of the hip, the front of the hip, and really, we think of the joints as being independent, which they are, but we have fascia, which is that connective tissue connecting everything. So that's why when Sam did this for the shoulder, he felt it all the way down here. Some people feel it up there. We're really looking at a global unit as we're doing global patterns of movement. Those fascial slings and those fascial trains are really being stretched, and that's what we want, okay? So 2 for the hip and 2 for the shoulder. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the spine, all right? Thoracic spine and lumbar spine. So the two we're going to do what's called the Bretzel 2.0. A guy named Brett invented this one. This is a great one. We've had a lot of benefits with our patients. So Sam's just going to be on the ground here. The setup will be important. So he's almost in like a pigeon, but Sam, so bring the knee, yep, just like that. Now in this position, you can bring your knee towards me, so slide. So Sam's knee's kind of pointing forward. He's up, and then he's going to rotate. So go ahead and rotate to the right, oscillate, come out of it, Sam. Go ahead back the other way. Good, just like that. Now sit up tall and keep both hands on the ground as you turn. So turn to the right and come on just a little bit. Good. Now go right back to it. He's working here. Go ahead back. He's resting here. Working there, resting there. So that's Bretzel. All right. Now you want to do the opener?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the thoracic openers, you all right to do them on the ground here? So Sam's going to be hands and knees here, one hand behind the back. And then he's going to get his right shoulder up into the air and come on tucked underneath with that, right back up. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, good deal, Sam. You can come out of that. So 3 sets of 10 is usually what we would do. Okay?
So this is stuff that I did when he helped kind of fix my low back when I had my big pain going on that people know about. I wasn't able to like walk much at all, even at the grocery store. So these are things that we did, like the rotation that I did beforehand. So what would be like an optimum time for people to do this? Like morning, after a workout?
That's a great question. So optimally, I like to have, especially because a lot of this is considered dynamic, some of it is static. So the openers and the Bretzel would be any time of the day, definitely before a workout. Some of the static stuff, like the banded stuff, would probably be better after.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you, man.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, Sam.